This is the start of your weekend. Lock it on to the best station on the net.
You're listening to
Mix 24/7 EDM All Access. Hosted by Syndee and Poetrynmotion.
the countries, thousands of
Ask somebody. Kicks, baby.
Get 'em.
Thank you, Carrie. That's what's up. Make sure to go vote for your favorite artist on the Mix 24/7 EDM Top 20 Countdown right now. Welcome to Mix 24/7 EDM All Access. We bring you the latest top music and entertainment news from across the globe, as well as interviews with industry's finest artists. My name is Syndee, and I have with me my ride or die, the very electric and hypnotizing Poetrynmotion. How you doing, sexy?
Oh, I'm ready to hold it. Well, let's just backtrack. You know, I'm still turned up from listening to the top 20 countdown.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, people, they love Adventure Club. You know, they voted that in as the number one song.
Again, like it came back.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so yeah, big shout out to our fans for keeping it locked down, showing much love. How your boy is doing? I'm ready to roll. It's Saturday. I got my Clear Cup special. We got a jam-packed show.
That's right, and I'm really excited for this new format that we're doing. We're doing something different with All Access. Instead of just the interviews, we're putting on just a little more spice to it.
Just
you know?
a little.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
a tad. It's kind of like, you know, back in the day, okay?
Yeah.
You know, because we had Hidalgo. Welcome back, Big Dog. Yeah, we got Hidalgo back in the building in the lab here. And, you know.
Welcome back, Geraldo.
Why? It's just like.
I could never say his real name.
And you wonder why he didn't just walk the hell out yet again. Hidalgo, not Geraldo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, you're going to have to get him some cupcakes. You know, so anyway, like I was saying, it was similar to like how back in the day when we was on the MMA side. You know, but now we came back to the entertainment side.
That's right. That's right. Full circle, baby.
Hell yeah, no doubt.
Well, I'm sure you're wondering what's in store. We will be chatting about JB's comeback. We have the Soul Train Awards festival announcements for 2016. I mean, has SoundCloud gone too far? And just two special guests. We have two special guests for this show, not just one.
Oh yeah. Would you like to say who those guests are?
Well, sure. We have EDM artist Robbie Rivera and club promoter in LA, Mark Howe.
Yeah.
And so, really excited for that. Make sure to stay tuned. Before we get started, Mix 24/7 EDM All Access is brought to you in part by iHeart Raves. Get to our website and click on the banner for a wide, very wide selection of EDM apparel, rave apparel, festival fashion, so you can dress to impress at your next event.
All right.
All right. Well, I do want to start out with, what's huge in the news right now? It's SoundCloud, right?
Well, I mean,
SoundCloud,
it seems like a lot of people is bitching about SoundCloud.
They've been getting a lot of heat lately for taking down artist mixes for, due to copyright infringement. Even though they're really not the only ones doing this, but they are getting a huge spotlight on them for doing it. Now, it's not just the mixes, right? That everybody's talking about, and it's caused a huge uproar. It seems people are talking about the advantage, taking advantage, like the media. The media is taking advantage of this, and now they're blaming them for taking down a track that is completely silent.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. When you ask me, what's going on with SoundCloud, who the hell knows? Because they're getting a lot of heat from the different record companies, the labels, as far as copyright issues, and then you get DJs do remixes and things of that nature. So that's where majority of the heat is coming from. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a legal analyst, folks.
Right.
This is your boy Poetry in your ear. So I really can't tell you. But I do know that it seems to me, my man, DJ Detweiler. Yeah, Detweiler, my bad. Kind of like Rockweiler. So it seems like, I'm talking about the song Method Man and Redman.
Oh, gotcha.
Rockwilder.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not calling him a Rockwilder. Come on now. So anyway, if I understood this right, we're talking about silence, man. We're talking about what, 77 minutes, 46 seconds of silence. We're talking about silence, man.
Silence.
It's
not practice.
No,
it's silence.
It's silence. That's what this is all about. But let me ask you, before we all get up in arms. So in short, everyone got duped. Okay,
right.
That's where I'm going with this. DJ Detweiler. I cannot say his name right.
It's Detweiler.
DJ Detweiler. His remix actually wasn't silent at all. According to SoundCloud.
No, but the other media sources, and I won't call them out because I was duped with this too. Reading the other media sources, they're like, oh my gosh, has SoundCloud gone too far? They're taking down silence now. How can you copyright silence? And there was actually a huge court case about this in 2002. So I went with it. I was going to go in on SoundCloud. I was going in like, oh my gosh, times are hard. What's going on? This and that. Until I did my due diligence and cross-referenced what actually was going on. And it seems like everybody's been duped because they have not taken down complete silence. There's a letter from SoundCloud as to what actually happened. And they said the track was not silence. It was taken down because it included Justin Bieber's What Do You Mean? Even though it was uploaded, even though it was titled 433, which was also the name of John Cage's famous piece of silence. Right? So, which is completely confusing and odd that somebody would just record silence, but John Cage's silence actually was done in a theater. So it did have a little background tussling in chairs and stuff like that. You cannot copy that.
Right. So if I'm understanding this right, if I go back in time with John Cage when he, rocked down the silence deal, so it's just like you just walk on stage and just stare at your audience like, what? And everyone like, bravo!
Right.
Bravo!
Well, he did it for 4 minutes and 33 seconds. So everybody was just sitting there like uncomfortable in silence, and a little bit of noise was made, and that was it.
That's powerful. So, at the end of the day, after 4 minutes, you can be like, thank you very much. And then you just walk out and get paid.
But the thing is this DJ Detweiler posted the letter from SoundCloud saying we're taking it down. And it's to our amusement, I guess, or their amusement on our reaction. Because everybody, the media and the fans and everybody reacted that, oh my God, how can SoundCloud do this? And I got this off of Engage It, okay, a website, Engage It, who actually talked to the performers of DJ Detweiler. There's 4 guys. And they said, this is a performance art piece. And the performance art piece is everybody else's reaction. They would not say if it was actually Justin Bieber's song in it.
Right.
They wouldn't give that up. But they did say that it all was worth it because of everybody's reaction.
So it was a little bit early for the April Fool's joke. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. Basically. Everybody's been duped.
Yeah, you're talking about
at the amusement of these guys.
Yeah, that's a little too much turning up for me. That's just a little bit. But now, speaking of turning up, let me ask you, Sin. Would you agree that celebrity feuds are, for the most part, a common place in the music and entertainment industry?
Oh, absolutely, especially with females, divas, and everything. Of course, yes.
Well. So let me flip this again. Now, not just with divas. If we go back in time, you had Pac and Biggie. Of course, we know about East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, didn't end up well.
No, it didn't. That's
the extreme case.
That's the extreme case. Yes, it is. But it was an epic battle, none to say the least. Now we also had just sticking with hip hop for a minute because it's all access, and this is what we do, baby. Okay. You had Eminem, 50 Cent going in on your boy Ja Rule back in the day. Remember that?
Well, Eminem also went in on Moby.
Yeah, he went in on a lot of people. But again, that's back in the day. Now, hell, I'm gonna switch it up for you guys to pop artists. You had Taylor Swift and even your girl Katy Perry. Hey, Katy.
And then Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, your girl again.
No, what's her name? Achy Breaky Heart daughter, Miley Cyrus.
Right, Miley Cyrus, but she also had beef with Taylor Swift, too. Taylor Swift was getting her thug mug on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, we could do a whole damn segment on beef and drama. But where I'm going with this is add Erykah Badu and Iggy Azalea to that list.
Yeah, that totally surprised me. I want to hear this. This is during the Soul Train Awards.
Yeah, it was. So, Hidalgo, you got me on this? All right.
Hang on one second. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. Who is this? Iggy Azalea. Yeah, hey. Oh, no. You can come, because what you're doing is definitely not rap. Yeah. In fact, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got on my overalls. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to send an Uber for you right now. Yeah.
Thank you, Hidalgo, for that little sound piece there. Now, in case y'all wondering what the hell was that I was just playing, well, Erykah Badu, she was hosting the Soul Train Eccentric Awards 2015. And part of her stand-up shtick, she was now making phone calls or having people call her. And she went in on Iggy Azalea.
Well, she was inviting people to the show.
Well, yeah.
And I didn't realize this, but here's the beef with why she said what you're doing is definitely not rap. Back in May, Iggy won Billboard's top rap artist. Okay, beating out huge other rap artists, right? And then in 2014, she won the AMA's favorite rap and hip-hop artist and album. So there's been a big backlash as why Iggy Azalea, who is not a rapper, is winning these awards.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only... it's kind of one of those deals. You know, I have no problem with Iggy Azalea. I like
because
Iggy.
There's other reasons. The eye candy.
Well, hey...
I like her because I think I almost said thug. She's not a thug.
No, she's not a thug.
But she is a badass. And I love badass women. So I really, you're looking at me kind of plainly.
No,
right
I'm actually looking at Hidalgo. Hidalgo, bought up her Instagram, and we can all get sidetracked.
Okay, yes, she's sexy as hell.
Yes, she is.
But she's also a badass, and she shows it. And it exudes out of her, and I love that. Now, the whole Soul Train Awards, which we watched last night, was outstanding. You guys got to go on, find it. Where did you find it?
It was on BET.
BET.
You get down with that DVR game. Yeah.
Look it up. Check it out. It's funny. It's nostalgic because it has Bobby Brown on.
Bobby
Brown? Was it Bobby Brown?
There's a lot of great artists that was on there. Bobby Brown, Babyface.
Babyface, yes.
Yes, Bobby Brown didn't do it justice, but Babyface. He was all right.
That's true, because Babyface had to save Bobby Brown in the middle of his song.
Yes. Now, Hidalgo also told me, real quick, that Iggy didn't let that go.
Oh.
She did respond via Twitter by saying, it's been a while. We're days away from 2016, and she came back online to saw that it was still cool and to try to discredit her 2014 accomplishments. And she said, LOL effing hell. Seems exhausting. Anyway, I've been enjoying the holiday season, and she hopes everyone has too. So,
she didn't really address it.
Well, she just kind of acknowledged it, because, she got dealt with. Why would you want to keep... Really, there's nothing to say. You get put on blast like that, you just go ahead and ride it out.
Well, this was, hosted by Erykah Badu. It made it kind of quirky, too. So we are going to be taking a quick break. When we come back, we will have our first guest, Robbie Rivera, on. So everybody make sure, stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to Mix 24/7 EDM, your favorite EDM station.
The best mix of music is right here.
The Colorado Ice is now the Colorado Crush. Get ready for 60 minutes of overtime. Reserve your season tickets today for the most exciting, action-packed, affordable, family fun entertainment in Colorado. Be there for all the big hits, big plays, and big fun. Starting at only $104. 8 home games, more promotions. Be part of the action and reserve your seats. Colorado Crush season tickets are on sale now. Get yours today.
Success comes from UCCS. From believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
Only at Vapor Kings will you find the largest selection of quality vaping products in town. Each of our convenient locations has a free tasting bar and knowledgeable staff who are all ex-smokers. Or shop online now at vaporkings.com. Choose from thousands of products and get what you need super fast. Either way, you'll love our unbeatable prices. Vapor Kings. Give up smoking. Start saving. Make the switch today.
Elite Airways announces nonstop flights from Rockford to Fort Collins, Colorado and the Denver area. There's nothing like a little Rocky Mountain air to clear the senses. Because you're flying out of the Chicago Rockford International Airport, you'll enjoy free parking, free Wi-Fi, and your first checked bag is free on Elite Airways to Fort Collins, Colorado and the Denver area. Music, nightlife, craft beers, and a little more that makes you feel all right, all right, all right. Book your flight now at flyrfd.com. Celebrity voice impersonated.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it?
Mix 24/7 EDM All Access.
It's in the building. You want some? Come get some.
The country's thousands of
Hosted by Syndee and Poetrynmotion.
Ask somebody. Kicks, baby.
Welcome back. You are listening to Mix 24/7 EDM All Access, and it is time for a little R&R. I'm not talking about rest and relaxation. I'm talking about the very talented Robbie Rivera. We caught up with him right before Thanksgiving. Robbie has worked with some of the industry's most influential people in music today and is staying very busy with his tour. If you are in any of the areas he is coming to you, make sure to get the tickets to his show. This is brought to you by DraftKings. Without further ado, welcome Robbie Rivera.
We have Robbie Rivera on the line with us tonight. Thank you so much, Robbie, for joining us and taking time out of your night. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm in Miami, and I'm chilling in my office.
You're chilling in your office, and you're getting ready to go on tour and just hit up, Puerto Rico and Texas and all kinds of places.
Yeah. I just finished my album, and I was 5 weeks from not touring, so it's exciting to go back on the road tomorrow.
I bet. And we have Thanksgiving coming up too, so you have to take some time out and get some grub, right?
Yeah. I ain't gonna have Thanksgiving in an airplane, that's for sure. When I get back home on Thursday afternoon, I'll pick out for sure.
Awesome. Well, you got to tell our listeners, we want to know everything about Robbie Rivera. How did you first get into the music industry?
Well, I was, back when I was in 6th grade, I was already DJing high school parties. And when I was already in 9th grade, I was already making beats and editing music. I had drum machines and a reel-to-reel recorder, and I learned how to splice music and edit music together. And that's where I learned that I wanted to do something with music. I wanted to be a recording engineer or something in the studio. And I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale where I studied music production, and I learned how to, work in the studio. And I'm not a trained musician, but I was already making grooves and playing my bass lines and my piano grooves and drum. I wish I was really good with the drum machines. And then when I finished college, I did, this is funny, I did 6 tracks, and I went to New York, and I stayed in a hotel, and I was friends with Robert Clavelis from CSC Music Factory, and another friend of mine, Harry Romero, and he took me to all the record companies in New York, all the classic ones, Sticky Rhythm, Nervous, Cutting Records, all these old school labels. And I was there for 5 days. It was right after college. I was so excited. Boom, nobody liked my music. Nobody. It was terrible. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do my own record label. And that was right after that was still in college. I was almost graduating, yeah. And I did my own vinyl, and I pressed my own vinyl, and I gave them away to record pools and DJs in Puerto Rico, some in New York. And then a distributor picked up my music, and then I started getting purchase orders. So my record label started just like that, and then I started. Since I already had some music, a vibe, some hype on myself, then I got some calls from record companies and started doing more tracks and sending them the demos, and they got accepted, and it was a hard process, but I learned a lot.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it sounds like you did a lot of growing and everything during that time, too. I mean, you said you started in the 6th grade, which, I'm sure he was the guy to go to. Like, you want to get hype, you want to get music, you go to Robbie Rivera.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, I think, the other day I found a tape, a mixtape. I have 2 mixtapes I used to give to people all over my high school. I found 2 of them the other day. But I don't have a tape that can play them.
Oh, man. You're talking about a flashback. See, now in the 6th grade, I was too busy rushing home to catch my favorite cartoon.
Right.
And you're busy getting it in mixing. I mean, well, it shows you where my priority is.
Yeah. Well, it was like I got obsessed with it. Just editing music and playing with equipment and stuff like that. It was a little obsession, I guess.
Okay, now you got me wanting to flip it on you. Who was, all right, back in the day, who was your, like, favorite 2 DJs?
I really liked Lily Vega, Kenny Dope, Armand Van Helden, Danny Tenaglia, those type of DJs.
Wow. That's what's up. Yeah, that's totally what's up.
Now,
man.
Times have changed big time. Like, the equipment and everything has changed since you first started, which I would think everything has changed. What has been, like, the most challenging, or what's been the biggest change since you first started DJing?
Making music back in the day was much harder, obviously. The equipment, you had to have a huge studio. Now my studio's in my laptop, so that's very convenient for me. Touring has been great, but I think the biggest change was when EDM really blew up in North America, and when everything went really commercial, and a lot of music started to sound the same, and it really got commercial. So everybody wanted to be a DJ. So basically, what I'm trying to say, it got very competitive. Like back in the day, it was probably 50 or 60, 70, not even as many, maybe 50 just global DJs who would tour all over the world all the time. Now there's probably 600 DJs that want to tour all over the world every single weekend. So it's more competitive. But hey, there's space for everybody. But that's probably more what's really affected in my career most when everything blew up. It's good. It's good, but it's bad as well.
Okay, and that would be really challenging. I mean, but you also see a lot of different genres of it now. It's not just electronic dance music. There's trance.
I know. It's crazy, right? Yeah. For me, I've always kept it easy. People ask, what do you do? I just do dance music. Well, what's that? It's for dancing.
Right.
Okay?
That's what's up. Now, let me ask you this, because since the boom of dance music, you're starting to see a lot of collaborations. I mean, across the board. I mean, you've seen country, what was it, Audine and, Lady Antebellum, I think it is. Now, known as a country singer, comes over to the dance music and, dance music side, and you're starting to see it more and more, and I'm about to age myself, because back in the day, you saw Run DMC and Aerosmith. And everyone was like, what's going on with this? But it's starting to, it almost seems like it's coming full circle, where you're just seeing different music genres. I'll call it jumping the gate.
Yeah.
But are you open to doing that? Like, looking to I wouldn't say cross.
I would love to, like, if I was to collaborate, I really like classic rock and, an alternative rock band, so it would be cool to, like, go to the studio with a band, like, I don't know, say something like Morrissey or, like, The Cure or something like that. That would be really exciting for me.
Nice.
See, you just became my BFF because I love 80s music. I love classic rock.
Oh, my God. I'm a huge 80s fan, so bring it on. I mean, I love all those bands.
See, there we go. That's same here. 80s style is one of the best music genres, if you ask me.
I agree. I'm a total 80s freak. You will still see me with my windows down, driving down the street, blaring Bon Jovi.
True story.
There you go.
Well, I know through the years, you've had a lot of artists remixing your songs. I mean, from Madonna, Tiesto, Kylie Minogue. I mean, just all kinds of artists. Who has surprised you the most on who's remade your song?
Let's see, who surprised me the most. Oh, I was remixing once. Ricky Martin and Christina Aguilera, they did a collaboration.
Nice.
And back in the day, when you wanted to it was a ballad, and you had to take the ballad and make it into a house track to like 125 BPM, but it was originally recorded at 100 BPM. So back in the day, you had to time stretch the vocals to make a sound, to go to the speed of your music. But back in the day, technology was crap. So Christine's vocals sounded horrible, like terrible. And I was like, hey, I'm just doing my job. If you don't like it, well, that's just the way. She's going to have to re-sing it or whatever. She didn't re-sing it, so it was funny how Ricky Martin's people told me, okay, just take her out of the project. Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. Wow.
That is crazy. I know you have your latest song that's come out, A World Without You. Tell us about that. Like, what was your thought behind that mix?
I was producing a lot of demos in my last tour in the plane, just writing and writing some chords and melodies, and I would send them out to my songwriters. I have different songwriters in Europe and some in the U.S. And I had worked with Denise before. She did a song for me called Back to Zero that did really well for me. And I gave it to her and her songwriter, and they came back right away with that song, which her voice, if you listen to it, kind of reminds me like old school Madonna stuff. I mean, that's what people told me about it. It gives you like that vibe.
Yep.
Okay. And I gave it to Stoneberg. Stoneberg is a great guy. He's a good friend and an amazing producer. And I gave him half of the production, and then he finished it up in Sweden, and that's it. And then I was like, okay, I want to get some of my friends to do some really cool remixes. So I asked Benny Benassi to do a mix, and Roger Sanchez, and they loved it. And that's it. That's the story. The project is out already, and it's now on Beatport, but it's not on iTunes yet. I think next week.
Nice.
Not on iTunes yet. It's on Beatport yet. You guys got to go listen to this song. I love this track. It's amazing.
It's fresh, with all the music out there. It's nice to listen to some good vocals. That's what I say.
I agree. I love vocals in tracks.
That
I love
makes
it.
the songs.
It absolutely does. Now tell me, I know you had mentioned earlier that you started your own label, right, called Juicy Music, and you work with your wife. Monica, how is that working with your wife? Like, do you guys bump heads at all? Are you on the same track? Tell us how that's like.
Well, yeah, we've been together for 17 years. I think I'm the only DJ who's been married that long.
Wow, congrats.
We started the label together. She came up with the name. And we started the label because, when you get turned down from record companies because you're not giving them exactly what they want, it can get frustrating and annoying, So I'm like, I like my music, so I'm just going to release it myself. And this is before iTunes and everything, so you had to spend money on vinyl. I mean, making vinyl is very expensive, even though it's much better than downloads, because a vinyl record you could sell it for $7, but you can buy it down for 99 cents, so really you make more money with vinyl. But anyways, we did the label together, and we do also Juicy Beach parties. We do events together, so we do very well together. Sometimes, of course, we're gonna clash and have our argument, and I think you should do this, I think this, and then we're in total disagreement. We're like, okay, let's get some wine, and then we talk about it again.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that a
true.
lot.
No timeouts. See, that works. Wine cures it all.
Well, that means you have to start in the corner poetry. Yes.
Well, you're off the mic. He couldn't hear you. Well, yes, I agree. I'd never put you in the corner. But let me ask you this. With your own label, so that gives you a lot more creativity. And therefore, you can, you kind of just alluded to it, but you'll be able to basically convey your sound. You don't have the suits to answer to, per se. And it just, allows more creativity for you.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. I just finished a 17-track album that I've been working on for 6 months, almost a year, and I call it "This Is My Sound," and it's just completely dedicated to my fans, and I don't really care about being on the radio, being commercial. It's really like what I know, what my fans like. When I go touring and I perform in front of the people get really excited, and they show me the tracks on their phones, the tracks they like that I've done, and I get all this energy from them now. I'm going to just do an album just for them. And it's many times, artists do albums to try to get the most radio exposure, try to make the most money they can by radio, which is also really important, obviously, because we all want to make money. But on this specific album, I was like, I'm just going to go straight to the clubs, what the kids want, and boom. And it's my style. I didn't copy anybody or get a ghost producer to produce it like other DJs do. It's all 100% me.
See, now I'm about to coin it and say, now that's what's up. You should have that neon lights when you're going on stage and just say what, because I mean, seriously, you're all authentic, and not too many DJs can say that. I'm not trying to slander anyone, but that's why one of the things why I take my hat off to you, because it's rare.
Thank you, man.
It's rare nowadays.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's very rare. And it's frustrating sometimes, as a record producer and as a DJ as well. When I go buy music, I'm old school. I like to listen to other people's music and play other people's music as well. And it's very, I get angry when I see all the new generation producers just not really getting that creative. They just copy everybody else or try to, do that thing. But you know what? I'm not. The new generation is just so easy to make music. So.
That's true.
What are they going to do now?
That's true.
Yeah.
And I totally feel you, because some of my old-time classic hits, I'm kind of on the fence when you remix classic hits, but it's like when you remix it to the point of just speeding it up and calling it a remix, it's like, seriously, you just killed the original. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, maybe I'm just too old nowadays. I just don't know. That thought has crossed my mind sometimes. Maybe I'm just too old, but it's not. I'm not old, man. I'm pretty chill. I'm still young. See, that's what's up. Yeah, we're not the grouchy old men that scream and get off my lawn. So yes, I'm right there with
you. That's been a lot in the news lately too. Is the ghost producers? Some coming out, some people calling other ones out for using ghost producers. So. I can understand your frustration when you are completely original making your music, and yet there's these people that use ghost producers, and they're getting a lot of attention.
Well, ghost producers, it's just it needs to be explained correctly. When you go to a studio, say if I go to a studio with a guitar player, a bass player, and a drum producer, and a drum player, and I'm just sitting behind it. Behind the deck, and I just tell them, everybody, do this for me. You're producing a track together. Now, if I tell a musician, I email them, listen, can you take this track and do this to it, do this to it? That's still fine, because you're just hiring a musician to help you, and then you can finish a track together.
Right.
But some producers some DJs will just not do anything and just do a track like this and just send it to me. And thank you, bye-bye, here's your money. And then they sell it out there, and and a lot of these producers do well with it. But, it's just, I don't know, it's a difficult, thing to talk about, because all these musicians are struggling out there. They also need to work, and they figure making dance music is so easy that I can make dance tracks to these DJs in 3 hours. So that's how they're making money, so... I give it up for them because they need to make money as well. So,
right.
I just don't like starving. I just don't like starving musicians.
Right. No, that's totally what's up. That is totally.
Well, I'm going to flip it a little bit. I'm going to ask you, what do you enjoy doing in your downtime?
Watching TV. I watch so many shows with my wife. We like everything on the DVR.
Yeah.
And we watch a lot of shows. That and shopping. I like shopping.
Man,
I'll say it.
Right.
Yeah, no. I say ball till you fall. Who doesn't like shopping?
Okay, wait a minute. Favorite TV shows? Because we have plenty in our DVR, too, that we're catching up on.
Well, I love Homeland, The Affair, Scandal.
Yeah.
Madam Secretary. Let's see. Wait, which is this funny one that I watch on Sundays that I crack up. The guy that is alone in the U.S. What's his name? What's the name of the show?
I don't know.
He's the last man on Earth. No. It's funny.
Yeah, see, I'm not up on that one. No.
But I am waiting for Game of Thrones to come back.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah,
I know.
We always do. I guess you might as well shout out HBO. Yeah, we're waiting on Games of Thrones. Absolutely.
Okay, tell me your guiltiest pleasure.
Ice cream.
Hey.
I really, really love Ben & Jerry's, and I eat it every single Sunday, and sometimes on Wednesdays.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
and,
There's nothing
Because
wrong with
if I would, I like to maintain a certain weight. So I can't eat it every day, obviously. So I tend to put days to do it. For example, I'll buy a pint and eat it in like 6 days. But like back in the day, I'll eat the whole thing, watching TV.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with
Well,
that.
I think many people do that.
At all. No,
I like ice cream
you have
too.
our permission to do that anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to get a little bit serious because I know I like to joke a lot. But I always was curious, what goes into your preparation when you're preparing for a set?
What I do is on Thursdays, if I'm playing on Friday, Thursday I will the whole day from the morning all the way to I'm a really early guy. I'm in the studio like 9:30 or even sometimes 8:30. And that every week around Thursday, I listen to all the promos that I get weekly. And there's probably like 50, 60, maybe sometimes a little more promos. Some of them are demos. I go through most of them, and a lot of them I don't like, so right in the trash. And then buy some music on Beatport or iTunes, and then I opened up my record box from the software, and then I put all the music on my USB drive. So that takes me the whole day. But I don't really prepare like a set. Like, for example, like I played in Miami Sunday, and I wrote, Miami set, and the first 3 songs I chose them to be the first 2 songs because I want to start the show with a big boom, and then I just read the crowd and go with the flow. I don't pre-program anything. I've been on many shows where, which is a funny story. I was playing in Las Vegas, and there was another DJ playing. I'm not gonna say who he was, but they were texting me on my room. You need to get here. You need to get here. I'm like, dude, I literally have to walk down. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I said, no, you don't understand. The guy has no more music. It's pre-programmed his laptop. He doesn't have anything else. When it stops, it stops.
Oh, that's not good.
So I had to really get down there because the party was going. It would have to start the set again, the same one.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's.
And there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of DJs like that. I've seen them all in festivals. I've seen DJs, known DJs, that put the USB, but they're really playing from the CD.
Oh man!
What?
That's
so the set is mixed completely, but they're faking it.
Oh no!
You understand? So they put a CD. They put the CD in the whole 1 hour set or an hour and a half is already mixed, and then they just put the USBs to look like they're doing something, and then they just play around with the knobs. It's really pathetic.
Oh, that is sad. Yeah, see, now you got me want to do the God Originality campaign. I mean, good Lord. That's just sad.
That's why there's such a big boom in house and techno now, because house music DJs and techno DJs and tech house DJs tend to love playing and mixing and looking through music and not having anything pre-programmed. Like you'll see me live and I'll mess up sometimes. Like really like mess up a mix. That can only happen live.
Right.
And people look at me like, did he just mess up? I'm like, yeah, it's live, bro.
It happens.
Right, exactly. And that's when you cut down the music and be like, hell, even Michael Jordan missed free throws. What?
It happens. That's what you get for being live.
Isn't a basketball player?
Yep.
It's DJing now.
Shaq.
I got an email.
Shaq, yeah.
Yeah, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq. Yeah, I got an email from his agent.
Wow.
And I was like, no.
You
so I don't know if the guy. I mean, if the guy's mixing, I hope he's mixing house music.
I have no clue what Shaq is trying to do. I've just seen he did something on social media.
Shaq's a goofball.
Yeah, he is. So I can't speak to his skill set. I know he tried rapping at one point, and
yeah.
Paris Hilton did too.
He seems like a funny and nice guy when you see him on commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's
absolutely
hilarious.
I'd probably in person tell him he's the greatest DJ in person. On air, I'd probably say something different. Because Shaq's kind of a big fella.
Yeah, I know, man. I'll be like, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead and play. I'm out of here.
Like, I co-sign
Do what you do. Go right ahead. You know what? If he did a festival or whatever, people would go just to see him. Right. And if he messed up, whatever. It's Shaq.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I know this humongous guy up there. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, people will go for sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
So, staying along this same kind of theme, what has been the craziest thing that has happened at one of your concerts or at your events? Sorry, either during or backstage afterwards.
Uh-oh. Family show.
Okay, there's been a lot, but this is a funny one. I think it was 3 years ago doing one of the events that I produced with my wife called Juicy Beach. We do it here at Nikki Beach in Miami during the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a bunch of DJs playing, a lot of people playing, and the IRS showed up.
Oh.
What?
No joke.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the IRS showed up.
Really? Yeah, man. Wow, they really
because
yeah. You see
well, let me tell you what. There were these two DJs performing from Europe or from Australia, I don't remember.
Okay.
And there's a lot of European DJs playing in the U.S. and then they weren't paying their taxes.
Uh-oh.
So the IRS decided to start going to all the parties and all the festivals, and specifically doing the Miami Music Week. They're all there. So I think one or two of them showed up at the door of my party, and then the manager of the event called me. "Yo, the IRS is here." I'm like, "Okay, is it for me?" No, right. Then I don't care.
Oh man, that's crazy! Wow.
No, well, let me see. This is crazy. They owed $600 to DJs, and if I didn't pay them at the spot, it could have gotten ugly,
Right. Oh,
so we just gave them the money, and then we got it back from the DJ.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, they came personal to an event for $600.
Yeah, I'm totally serious.
Wow. I knew things was getting tight nowadays, but damn, I didn't know it was getting that tight. Even the IRS too is tight. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even be talking about the IRS. I'm done.
No, yeah, we're done.
Y'all good with me?
So before we let you go, tell us. I know you have a. Okay, let me start that one over. You have a radio show called The Juicy Show, which you have like hundreds of episodes on. Yeah. Tell us about that. What inspired you to do the show, and where can everybody hear it?
I started this show when SiriusXM was one company and the other one was. Can you remind me which other company was it? Before they merged. Anyways, so it was a long time ago. I think since 2004 or something. I don't know. So we had tons of episodes, and they asked me to do a show, and I started playing music and giving them all and my sets are very unique because I for the show I try to mix in good electronic music, house tracks and tracks that you might be listening when you're driving the car. It's not all banging and stuff. So they're very fresh. So I've been doing it for so long, and the show airs in SiriusXM at 11 p.m. And then I also produce the Juicy Miami show, which is it's an FM station, Miami Revolution, and then it goes all over South America and some stations in Europe. So it's really cool. I enjoy doing it.
That's awesome.
And now I speak and now I speak on the microphone. Before that, I would. Now I actually,
You'll talk?
Speak on the mic and stuff. Yeah, I'll introduce a song. I did my first interview. I never did, just like you're interviewing me. I did my first interview to Stonebridge last week. It's funny.
I saw that. I saw that on your Facebook page. I'm like, hey, he's doing interviews too. That's awesome.
yeah, but you guys are more pro. Mine was like over the internet. Here, answer these questions and then back.
Well, you were on location too, weren't you?
When?
When you were doing your interview, were you on location or were you in a studio?
No. You want to know how we did it? I emailed him the questions, and I told him answer the questions on your iPhone, and he emailed me the voice back, and then I put them all together in the show.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
So I was like, hey, Stonebridge, what's up? What's going on? And and then he will answer, and I'll put it in the show.
Oh. That's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Now, okay, the Juicy Show. Where how often does it play? Where can everybody see it? I know you said Cyrus, but how often is it on?
Yeah, it's the best way. to listen to the show is to go to my SoundCloud.com/Robbie. Every Tuesday I post the show. It's weekly, so every week you will get, you can listen to it there, and then also in iTunes, and it goes there to the podcast. It's a good show. I think it gets like somebody told me 60,000 downloads a year or something like that from iTunes. I mean, okay, it's not $1 million, but that's pretty good for
awesome.
me.
Yeah, it is.
That is really, really good. You're doing awesome with that. Robbie, you have so much going on. Tell everybody where they can follow you on all your social media accounts.
Well, my Twitter, it's easy. It's at Robbie Rivera. Facebook at Robbie Rivera. SoundCloud, I'm not going to say my name again. And that's it.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
So,
you know what? I always say just Google me. Everything pops up there.
have we tackled Instagram yet, and Snapchat and Periscope?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, Instagram is cool. Instagram the other day took me down for like 3 days. I almost freaked out.
Why did you do that?
Why'd you get put in the corner?
There was some there was some type of glitch. It was really weird. It was really odd because it happened 30 minutes after the terrorist attack in France.
Oh.
And I was posting a message, and it just died. My account was just taken off.
Oh,
so it was really weird. And then I think a lot of people were posting that moment, and maybe it was a glitch. And it took 3 days to get it back, but it was fine.
Oh, okay.
But it was the first time that I was without Instagram, and I thought it was going to be like, oh, whatever. But I was like, oh, I can't see anything. I can't post anything. It felt weird.
But you're back. So everybody get to Instagram and follow Robbie Rivera. Now, before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs or thank yous or anything that you want to do?
No. Well, thank you guys. You guys were a lot of fun.
Oh, likewise.
Cool. Thanks. All right.
Yeah. I do a lot of interviews. This was really cool, fun.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah, we love having you on, and seriously, big fan of your work. I mean, you get it in, man. And like I said earlier, my hats are off to you. Keep doing you.
Definitely.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You're listening to Mix 24/7 EDM, your favorite EDM station.
The best mix of music is right here.
UFC Gym is open 7 days a week. We have classes for the whole family at convenient times to meet your hectic schedule. Every aspect of our gyms is tailored for you. We offer all levels of fitness class ranging from cardio boxing classes, kickboxing, and youth classes. Step up your game with daily ultimate training. No matter your age or abilities, DUT is functional fitness at its best. Whether you want to lose weight, get fit, or just have fun, no matter what your health and fitness goals are, you can train different at UFC Gym.
Has your car's appearance flatlined? Bumps, bruises, scrapes that need repair? Then call Bumper Don, your one-stop shop for all your auto body and reconditioning needs. We do paintless dent and hail repair, wheel repairs, clear bra, detailing, and more. So don't flatline. Improve the look of your car or truck. Bumper Don. We're locally owned and work with your insurance company. Just off I-25 and Garden of the Gods Road. Free walk-in estimates always welcome. Ask about first responder and military discounts.
Tailor your rehydration with Endura, the choice of elite athletes and everyday fitness enthusiasts. Endura Performance Fuel, Energy Fuel, and new low-carb fuel for low-carb rehydration. Choose your fuel with Endura.
As you guys know, Mix247EDM.com is your hookup for all things EDM. So grab your tickets to the hottest festivals, Vegas EDM parties, keep up with the EDM news, and go shopping for that EDM apparel and more by just hitting up our website at Mix247EDM.com.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it?
24/7 EDM All Access.
In the building. You want some? Come get some.
The country's thousands of
Hosted by Syndee and Poetrynmotion.
Ask somebody. Kicks, baby.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Mix 24/7 EDM All Access with me, Syndee, and the big sexy one over here, Poetry in Motion. That was a great interview with Robbie Rivera, huh?
It's always good times having Robbie on the line with us. I mean, my man gets seriously. He gets it in.
He does. He's very, very busy. Make sure to go. I'm going to have everything in the show notes that we talked about during the interview, so make sure to check that out and follow him everywhere. Now, you can leave us a voicemail with any questions or comments. Just dial 712-775-8260 and follow the prompts. We would love to hear from you. And you know what? We may even read your message on air. Just be nice. Keep it classy. That's what I like to say. Keep it classy. Okay. We want to shout out to everyone listening to us in Las Vegas on 107.1 FM and 1520 AM through AM FM 24/7 radio broadcasting network. What's up?
Oh yeah, I love that.
You know, something that I didn't think that I would ever say.
What's that? I mean, we've been down that road. I mean, if you're talking about one of those wild weekends,
Right.
I got like paragraphs, patterns to paragraphs.
There's a lot that I have said, right? You never know what we'll say next. However, this is something I did not think I would ever say, and I think I'm actually becoming a believer. Can you believe that? I'm really liking Justin Bieber right now. The kid has grown up in the public eye. I mean, he has. YouTube sensation, all right? He gets signed on and immediately is blown up. And he's just pole vaulted into the music industry in front of course, there was like preteens that was liking him and stuff like that. So, and he grew up. He grew up in the public eye. So what happens when you're a teenager? You make stupid mistakes, right? You can't tell me you never made a stupid mistake.
I was about that eye candy life when I was a teen.
Yeah, and he got about that life too with Victoria's Secret models and stuff like that, right?
True, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't he have a little run-in with my man Orlando Bloom?
Orlando Bloom,
yeah.
yeah.
Because he was trying to push up on his old bird.
Yeah, well, there was a rumor of them having a threesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a family show now, hey.
Well, I mean, that was the rumor. Now, he seems now... I was really surprised with his performance at the EMAs.
Right.
The water on him. He's singing. I think the song was called "Sorry," and you could tell it was for Selena Gomez, right? His first love, and you saw them together all the time. Then you start to see him. He's singing that song to her before the EMAs, right? And you're wondering, are they getting back together? What's going on? Because Selena's a good girl.
Okay, but
you
how
don't
about?
think she's a good girl?
I mean, we all got skeletons in our closet. Long as you don't got them aliens in your basement, you're good. But anyway, as far as him singing sorry, maybe he was saying sorry to his fans for being a jackass.
No, I really felt it. I felt it in the song. I felt it come through the TV. It was for Selena. It was not for the fans. I mean, it could maybe a little bit, but I think it was more for Selena, especially since he was singing it to her, and they had a video of him singing it to her in the restaurant.
Oh.
Before the AMAs. I mean, come on.
Huh.
So he did an interview with one of the other entertainment TV shows, right? And they flat out asked him. They not only asked him about the whole picture of his whole schlong hanging out and what was he doing outside and fully naked, right? So they asked him about that. But they asked him about Selena. And he was so candid with them that this is his first love, his only love. He would love to get back together with. I want to see them back together. Like, I'm a believer now. I love Selena. I want them together. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but it's an entertainment show. They're in entertainment. It needs to be said.
Okay, and you want to play matchmaker?
Yes.
So that's where we're going, folks. Good old Syndee, and you can hit her up at official Syndee on Twitter. She wants to play matchmaker with the celebrities. I think there's already a show out there.
Well, they were already matched.
Well, you're trying to play patchwork. Yeah.
Justin kind of lost his mind a little bit. So now that he's done losing his mind, it's okay.
No, okay.
I'm just saying, because I respect him now. Before, when we had our entertainment show before, we're like, what the hell is going on? Like, you totally lost your mind? Has your brain just totally disintegrated? Why are you throwing eggs at your neighbor's house? So... I had to put that out there.
Okay.
I believe I'm becoming a believer.
I like his music of late. You know, he put out some banging tracks, as you know, with Skillrix and Diplo.
Yeah, Where Are You Now, right?
Where Are You Now is
okay.
one.
Yeah.
He
also was on stage last weekend at a Chainsmokers concert. So he's making the appearance, and he's getting more and more and more into the EDM scene.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, lately there's a lot of good music he's been putting out.
Yes, well, up now, I'm very excited to announce that we have Mark Howe, who is coming onto All Access. Mark is a writer for Mix 24/7 EDM. You will see his name all over our website, promoting events in the LA area. He is a club promoter there as well. If you're in LA, he is your hookup for the hottest artists at Create and Sound nightclubs. So let's talk to him and find out what to expect that is coming up. Hey, everybody, we have Mark Howe on the line. Mark does so much in the LA area with promoting and going to concerts and clubs and getting you girls, especially out there, to these clubs to see these hot acts. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome. Now, Mark is, I don't know, what is a good title for you? Mark works with us as one of the writers for Mix247EDM.com, telling you, putting it out there on who's going to be in the hottest clubs in LA. And you put out a pretty stacked lineup for New Year's week.
Yeah. Well, just in LA in general, there's so many different events going on. But one of the clubs that I promote at on Saturdays typically is Create, and they have like you said, a huge lineup planned. There's artists like Hardwell, Nicky Romero, and Oliver Heldens is going to be counting down on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have everything up on Mix247EDM.com. I mean, Chucky starts it out, right? December 26th. Chucky starts it out. And then we go, you said
Yep.
Hardwell. He's on December 29th. Ricky Romero, December 30th. And yeah, like you said, Oliver Heldings counting it down. That is so freaking awesome.
December 31st to be exact.
What did I say?
You said counting it down.
Count it down December 31st.
There you go. Got to represent.
Your birthday.
Absolutely. Yeah. Capricorn Nation. December 31st. Where are you at?
Yeah, and then I just saw also they just added Benny Benassi on the 2nd as well. So it's definitely a pretty big lineup.
That is crazy. Now tell us, Mark, what all do you do? Like, you're at Create, you're at these other clubs. I see your Facebook, I see your Instagram with the hottest videos. Everybody's there. I'm totally jealous. I want to steal them all. What goes on? What do you do?
Well, I'm a promoter and a VIP host. So at any of the events that I'm promoting at, I essentially just bring in people, primarily girls, since the clubs will allocate us a table at whatever event that we're actually promoting at. So we're essentially just in charge of like bringing girls there, just to, I guess, make the club look like it's popping. And on top of that,
it's turned up.
Go ahead.
It's turned up. Let me tell you, the eye candy, it's on point. So, you're doing a damn good job. Let me tell you.
Thank you. It's not just me. I have a lot of I guess coworkers on my team, and we all put in a lot of effort every night.
But your team goes hard. They definitely do. You guys are doing it big.
Well, and every time I see your stuff on Facebook or any of the social media, I'm like, oh, there's Rico Suave again. All the girls all around him. So tell me, because girls, I know girls. I'm a girl, and I know being younger, being at the clubs, we kind of get turned up a little bit at times. At times. So any crazy stuff, you got to tell us. Any behind-the-scenes crazy stuff happen? I want to know. Inquiring minds.
Behind-the-scenes stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're always, like, especially at Create, we're never, like, behind the scenes. They usually give us a table, like, right on stage, or we'll have a table, like, right in the middle of the dance floor. So anything we do is pretty much open for everybody to see. But my friends, they always find out about all these crazy after parties. So, like, for example, a couple weeks ago, the Stafford Brothers headlined at Create, and I was going to some after parties, and I actually ended up going home because it was already like 5:30 in the morning. But my friends just wound up going to the actual Stafford Brothers' house for the after party.
Oh,
and
wow.
they were just telling me like if they're there, and yeah. So I mean, you do get to make a lot of good connections and just meet a lot of people in general. It's part of the job description.
See, that's what's up. I mean, you know where the spot is at.
All right.
Because Syndee even showed me that even Justin Bieber rode up in the spot, just, I guess, was it unannounced, and he just started performing.
Oh, yeah, that was at an actual EDM club. Okay. So my group, Affinity Nightlife, we have two separate teams. We have, like, our EDM team, which I'm usually at, and then we have our hip-hop team, which promotes at other really big clubs like Henry's, Bootsy Bellows, One Oak, Lear, etc. And I was just helping out that night at One Oak. I think it was for French Montana's birthday. And Justin Bieber showed up and performed with Khalifa. I know P. Diddy was there, Amber Rose.
Oh my gosh.
YG. A bunch of people were just all hanging out right there. The place was so crowded.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looked like it was off the chain.
Yeah, because even Justin Bieber, you have video of Justin Bieber singing, don't you? Like,
yeah. And then, believe it or not, like I think it was not the next day, maybe like on Thursday, I was going with them to Argyle, which is like another hip-hop club, and we were just walking from the place where we meet up with everybody to Argyle, and on our way there, we just ran into them, and I was literally standing right in front of them. We were just talking about where we were all planning on going. I think he was like contemplating if he wanted to come by.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, so Mark definitely knows where to be. Like, you have to get out. So, if anybody wants to hit you up for tickets or anything, what's a good way to hit you up?
You can follow me on Instagram. I think I always put up flyers for events that I'm doing the week of. My Instagram tag is Marquis_Mark560.
All right. Well, we need to get you on Twitter. Like, I've been needing to have this conversation with you. We need to get you on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. I have it. I just don't even go on. I'm just not used to going on it, I think, and I just don't make a habit of it. But
it is a different world.
I'm just always on all the other ones, So I feel like, what's another one? But yeah, I link everything like on my Facebook. If you have on Facebook, then you'll see all my events there. Sometimes I'll put up events on my Snapchat as well.
Okay.
But
you're getting a little
all
muffled.
the event stuff there.
Okay, let's say that again because you're getting a little bit muffled. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so follow you on Instagram. Is there anything else? Like you said, Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. You're more than welcome to add me. My profile is public. It's just under Mark Howe. And then my Snapchat, you're totally welcome to follow me on there as well. It's my last name Howe, HAO560.
Awesome. Okay. I have not figured out Snapchat yet. Periscope, yes. Snapchat's a little tricky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not too bad. I think it's like riding a bike. Once you start playing around with it, it's very fast to pick up. I like it. It's really fun. Especially like seeing all the other events that my friends are at. And I always have a lot of people looking at my Snapchat to see, I guess, how the events were from where I was at the night before.
See, I'm a little bit afraid because, I guess you could say I'm old school, where it's like if I mess up, I need to be able to delete it and do it over. And I'm scared they're like, oh, I messed up, and there I am looking like an ass. So that's what's scaring me away from Snapchat.
You can totally delete it before you post it, like onto your story.
Oh, really? Gotcha. Oh, okay. Hey, maybe that.
Unless someone else is recording you, of course, then that's totally on them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now I know. See, I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Then you get into the Johnny Manziel situation, and you can't just stay out of trouble. Like, get all the camera phones away from you. Yeah.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure to follow him on Instagram, get him on Facebook, get down to those clubs because he is definitely where the action is at.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mark, and we will definitely, well, of course we'll be keeping in touch because, we're kind of like that. All right, Mark, you have a great night.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
You guys too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. That was a great interview with Mark Howell. Like I said, make sure to hit him up. I mean, we love talking to him, and he's going to be on Mix a lot more in the future, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
Oh, yeah. It's always good times, having my man Mark on the line. And I kid you not, man. I mean, eye candy central.
I know. I see all the videos. I see the pictures. I know.
Mark almost put a little twinkle in my eye. He reminded me of my heyday, before that jersey got hung up,
He reminds you of the old you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can recreate that. All we need to do is get to Vegas.
Well, we already know how that
or
goes.
go out with Mark in L.A.
Yeah, because Vegas is always guaranteed turn up and turn out. You know how we roll.
Right? Well, we want you to get to mix247edm.com and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Then go to your app store in your phone if you have an iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, and download our free app to keep the energy going wherever you may be. Yes, yeah. You agree? Yeah.
No doubt, yes.
Okay.
You
have it on your phone, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to keep the energy going.
I'm keeping the energy going. All right. Well, Tomorrowland is definitely keeping the energy going. Tomorrowland, I mean, the biggest, right? They started in 2005. They have multiple festivals going on. Well, they just released a 77-minute movie. You can check this out on our website. I have it up. It features Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, Hardwell, Martin Garrix, Armin van Buuren, tons more. 77 minutes. You got the time?
Yeah.
Go onto the website and check it out.
Yeah, and make sure that's mix247edm.com.
Another one on .com is Daft Punk. You know Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Like, they've been around forever, right?
Yeah. Around the world.
Around the world, okay? Well, they have a documentary that airs on Showtime on December 10th. It's called Daft Punk Unchained. It airs at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You check it out. You check out the trailer on our website because we have the trailer for it. So I just put that up. A couple festivals that I want to mention because we are starting to wrap everything up, right? I mean,
it's towards the end of the year.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, just a couple of festivals because the festivals are now like starting to do their lineups for next year, right? So I'm just going to put a couple out because there's just tons of them. But Buku Music and Art Project, I mean, they're very different. If you want to go to a different kind of festival, they're going to have EDM, hip-hop, and indie rock here, okay? It's in New Orleans. It's kind of like an extension of Mardi Gras.
Oh, that's always a good time.
All right?
Yeah.
I know. I need to go down and get some beads.
Beads. No, I need to get my Clear Cup special on. That's what I need to do.
Well, Mardi Gras is definitely on my bucket list. I've never been there. I want to go get beads. And I'm sorry, when I get my Clear Cup special, things can happen where I would get beads. Yes.
True story. Yeah. True
People
story.
tend to get flashed.
Oh.
So, yeah,
well,
it just kind of happens. I don't know why. It's just something. The cab driver gets flashed. People on balconies. It's happened before here.
Oh.
And it just happened. So I'm going to get some beads. Anyway, this is going down March 11th and 12th. 2016, and another one that they announced their lineup is Awakening in New York City. That is on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So you and your sweetie can go to an EDM festival.
There you go.
And get your party on.
Yeah. Party till you drop. Yeah, not literally drop. You want to be responsible with your drinking.
Of
and all that good
course,
stuff.
always be responsible.
No doubt.
See, I said I might be drinking, but I'm flashing the cab driver, right? So I'm being responsible. Yeah. Well,
told you about them skeletons. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. If we're going to open the closet and you're going to talk about those skeletons, don't go in the basement. So, Syndee went ahead.
Sometimes a basement can be fun.
There we go. Family show, folks.
Just saying. If you now, this is the perfect time to say this. If you're interested in advertising on Mix 24/7 EDM, drop us a line at info@mix247edm.com. We have some really great end of the year packages for you to take advantage of.
Yeah, it just sounds so wrong.
It does, but
it's all
what?
good.
Take advantage of the packages. I just got that.
Yeah, you signed, sealed, delivered. Yeah, it's yours. Yeah.
Well, we definitely want to give a huge shout out and thank you to both Robbie Rivera and Mark Howe for joining us on All Access. All of their info is in the show notes, so make sure you go on and follow them, follow everything that they're doing. Get those tickets with Mark Howe in the LA area for sound and create nightclubs, because always hot parties. And check out Robbie Rivera's his tour, yes, because he's constantly places. I see his tour like on Wednesdays, on Saturdays, and he's always in like different states or in Puerto Rico, or he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's grinding. Big shout out.
Well, if you are a producer or manager and would like to submit music for consideration to be added to our 24/7 station and be heard all over the world, email info@mix247edm.com.
Yeah.
See, I always think of Jeff Dunham when I say that. Okay, we will be back next Saturday with more EDM news and special guest DJ Jounce. So make sure to tune in for that. You can lick us on Facebook.
Oh, pause. There is no licking going on over here. It's called like. Just hit the little thumbs up button.
I like lick better. You can lick us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at mix247edm.com.
And you can follow, not lick, but you can follow Poetry in Motion on Twitter at PoetryInMotion69.
Okay, and I'm at Official Syndee.
Yeah.
Have a great Saturday. Whatever you do, keep it sexy. We out.
Peace.